Mark got married, and Doug came home. He stood up in the wedding, and he said he was going to Holland. And I looked at him and I said, "How come I'm not going with you?" So he said, "Well, why don't you come out?" So I called Blanche and I said, "You want to go to Holland?" She got the diarrhea.
Just by asking the question.
Yeah, she got so excited. I said, "I'll pick you up. We'll go to Chicago and we'll get our passport. We'll go to Arcadia, get our pictures made."
Yeah.
So I picked her up. We went to Arcadia and had our pictures made. Went to Chicago, went to the Loop.
Had she ever traveled before?
Not to Europe.
Ah, okay.
And Frank took us right down to the Loop and we got our passport the very same day.
Oh, wow, wow.
And that never happens.
It doesn't happen today.
So we came back home, drove home from Chicago, packed our gear, and the next weekend we were on our way. And I told her, "I am going to fly Lufthansa if it kills me."
How old were you?
I don't remember.
You were young women then.
Well, yeah, I was still pretty young. And anyway, we flew Lufthansa.
Okay.
And we landed in Germany and we had to take a different plane to Amsterdam. And so we got to Amsterdam, Doug picked us up and took us to Franeker. And then we spent a week there with the Haumingas.
How was Aunt Blanche in these international airports?
She's fine.
So you were the guide?
Well, yeah, we just dragged her up. She had a good time, and we went to see that Aunt Frank, where her place was.
Yeah.
We did a lot of stuff in Holland.
Yeah.
And we stayed with Alan's sister. She had an apartment in Amsterdam. We stayed with her for a couple of days. That's how we got to see Anne Frank's place.
And then did you spend the whole time with them?
We spent a week there. Part of it was in Franeker, and then it was in Amsterdam.
Nice.
With Alan's sister, what the heck is her name? I know her so well. Great job.
Great job.
And then we took a train to Germany. And we got there, there was no room for us to stay. Absolutely no room. So we hired a cab and we went to Wiesbaden.
You hired a cab?
Mm-hmm.
To another city?
To another city. Went to Wiesbaden.
Okay.
We stayed there at the Bloody Bull.
Why the Bloody Bull?
Oh, that was where they took us to, so we'd have a room to sleep overnight.
Okay.
Wassenbach, it's called.
How do you remember all that?
Oh, because I know some German. And then we rented a little green Opel Kadett and we started to take off on our journey.
Yeah, that's it.
And I drove the car the whole day with the emergency brake on. And it was blowing rubber, I could smell it. And I said, "I'm taking this thing down on the Autobahn and burning this off." And then we got to our first guest house and I stuck my hand on here and I went, "There it is, emergency brake." So I took it off. And the rest of the time we were okay.
Oh my gosh! And you were two young women, one who has never been to another country, traveling in a little green Hornet,
Opel
Kadett, all through
When I
Germany.
got back, I told everybody, if you go to Germany, don't rent a little green Opel Kadett. You might not have brakes.
Oh, I love that. And so, was there anything special about that trip that you that you know I forgot and you want me to remember?
Oh, there's so much. There was one way we were driving to another town and we got caught in a parade. Right in a parade. And you know, those towns are in circles. You need like blocks like this and like that where you can get off and on.
Right.
And everybody was hollering to Blanche and she was waving to them. And I said, "Blanche, You find a street that we could get off, don't be waving at people. I finally found a street that I could turn off on, and I got the hell out of Dodge. I was just so embarrassed. And then we were coming to another town, and I couldn't find a street to get into the town. And I stopped, and she went inside, and she went into a place to find out how we get into the town, because they're big circles. And she said, go that way.
Your navigator.
So I turned down that street, and I saw this blue light coming at me, and I realized I was going the wrong way on a one-way street. And police stopped me, and I said, I sure hope you can speak English. And he said, turn around and follow me. So he gave us a tour guide ride into the city with that blue light, led us into the city.
Oh my gosh.
It's such a funny thing that happened that it's so hard to explain.
No, you're explaining really well.
Oh. And then we drove through the Black Forest. And we just stopped to kind of look around and see, and she got out and took a pee.
In the Black Forest. You know she's listening to you right now.
I don't care, that's what she did.
I'm just telling you.
We just didn't know what she was going to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But we met a lot of nice people.
Yeah.
We were at this one place, and we were sitting, I was playing a game on the wall, and we were having a beer, and the game wasn't stopping. And she said, for crying out loud, sit down and have your beer. So the thing wouldn't stop, so I unplugged it. Money went flying all over. And Hans come running to me. He divided the money up between him and me. And then I was sitting and having my beer with Blanche. And pretty soon, somebody came and grabbed the back of her chair and slid it all the way across the floor to join some people over on the other side.
She was in her chair.
Yeah, they slid her right in her chair.
Oh my God.
And they took our purses and threw them in a corner. Now that's the way they speak their language. That meant come on and join us. You don't have to buy anything.
Nope. Oh.
So that's where the purses were sitting in the corner. So we sat and we drank. There was one interpreter in that whole group. And we were dancing with them guys and everything.
Oh my gosh. I never knew that.
And then finally they said, it was getting real late, and they said, come with us, we're going to show you the town.
Oh my, you never told me this.
So we went to some kind of a fort that they had when they were fighting one of the countries over there. Took us in there.
Wow.
Took us to somebody's house. It was just kind of met, you know, the local yokels.
Oh yeah.
And then they brought us back, and then we went back up to bed.
Nice.
But we had such an experience. Met a lot of people. But that was some of the funniest things that happened. I can't even think of them right now.
So would you, I know there was something at the airport in the end.
Well, yeah, when I took the car back, I was going to turn it in. And I got out, and water was coming out from under the car. I thought, oh my God, now I sprung a gas leak. And went around the other side, and she was peeing on the other side. It was running right under the car.
She likes to do that. She just gets out and
right out of the
just
parking lot.
finds her spot, claims her moment.
It's funny, but we had a good time. We met
Yeah.
a lot of people and did a lot of interesting things. She gave me directions. She said I was always going the wrong way. So I said, okay, you give me directions. You tell me which way to go.
Right.
And she got me going up a hill, and I stopped, and we were in a farmer's barnyard. He was shoveling the manure out of the barn.
Right into the
There was no
barnyard?
more road. We were right in the,
You were in a long driveway.
yeah, it was just a road that went right up to
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, what are we going to do? That's the direction she gave me.
Awesome.
But it was just funny things that happen, and it's beautiful country, and it just reminded me so much of how my mom talked about Poland, because you could be off and you could be looking, you could see a town in a circle there, and you could see a town in a circle there. And all the farming is out, and the people all live in that circle.
Yeah.